Hey guys, this is Overlord Sama. This is my first video. Please like, share and comment your thoughts below. Let's get down to the novel. Divine Emperor of Death. And quat. Yes, I finally managed to obtain it. And quat. A person with a hoarse voice exclaimed, full of exhaustion. He looked haggard, with a face full of wrinkles, yet young at the same time, like a youth who has aged much. His hair was white, while his nose sharp and his lips dried. It's been 10 years since I, Tian Long, managed to obtain the Death Note. I have only used it to kill my one and only enemy back then, and I haven't used it since then. He sighed, feeling the passage of time. Walking out of the cave, he proceeded to get off the mountains to go to the airport. It's time to go back to my homeland to pull off this crazy idea that has been gnawing at my heart since 8 years ago. After arriving at the airport, Tian Long boarded the airplane and returned to China. After going to his home, he started having second thoughts about his plan at the last minute. It's do or die. I don't have much of a choice. I don't have much time to live in this world anyways. Tian Long comforted himself. He packed his things and went out of the house. And quat. All right, it's time to leave this world. And quat. Silently muttering that, Tian Long left for the ancient temple that has many rumors, including that it's connected to another world. Honestly, my chances of crossing over are pretty low, way low. I only thought of this idea because having only few more years left to live makes me feel useless and empty. I want to live more. After arriving at the ancient temple, he searched the whole day for any unusual signs. And quat. This place is pretty abandoned yet. It's kept clean. Why is that? And quat. Tian Long muttered. After seeing that he hasn't found anything for today, Tian Long decided to sleep. Just as he was sleeping in his tent, a sound startled him. Awake. And quat. Who's there? And quat. Tian Long shouted. And quat. Whoa. Don't startle me, old man. And quat. The young man exclaimed. Hearing that he was called old man, Tian Long's eyes started twitching. And quat. Who are you, little man? And quat. Tian Long asked, even though he knew the answer. And quat. Me? I'm Xiao Yi. And quat. And quat. Why are you here? And quat. And quat. I'm hired by the nearby temple to clean this place every week and patrol once in a while. And quat. Hearing that, Tian Long was astonished. And quat. Wasn't this place abandoned? And quat. And quat. Yeah, it was, but it's now the property of the nearby temple. They bought it a month ago. And quat. And quat. Oh, I see. And quat. Tian Long said. And quat. Now that you understand that it's a private property, shouldn't you be leaving? And quat. Xiao Yi asked. And quat. Yeah, once it's dawn I'll leave. It's pretty late right now. And quat. And quat. Reasonable. I don't want you camping out here tomorrow, old man. Just leave. And quat. And quat. All right. And quat. Then Xiao Yi left the ancient temple. Still, what is he doing here at night? Does he have a rendezvous with a woman or something? Tian Long chuckled. Looks like I don't have any time left to sleep. This old body of mine can't take this anymore. Shouting. In his mind, Tian Long started searching the place again. Switching on the torch light, Tian Long started looking around for any kind of unusual signs in the place he hasn't searched yet. An hour has passed since he continued his search. Moving around, Tian Long entered a room. He came in front of a wall and started tapping around. Talk talk asterisk talk talk asterisk talk talk. A muffled kind of sound echoed across the room. And quat. Yes, found it. And quat. He pushed that certain part of the wall which created the muffled sound. An underground door opened in the room which made Tian Long check it. Immediately, he checked for some traps for some time. He couldn't find any, which made him feel a bit better. Tian Long started moving down the underground door. He climbed down a lot of stairs and arrived in front of an iron door. Tian Long stared at the switch right beside the iron door and pulled it down. The iron door opened up and Tian Long entered the underground area. Tian Long gasped in astonishment as he saw the unknown formation. The outer circle was spherical in shape, while the inner circle was oval in shape with an eye in it. And quad. Oh, this must be the formation. Which makes this place unusual and quad. Tian Long walked towards the formation and arrived at the center of the formation. And quad. That's a creepy looking eye. Alright, I should probably be in the center of this formation to increase my chances. And quad. Tian Long took out a stone which emitted a faint green and purplish light. And quad. The transmigration stone. And quad. Tian Long's eyes shone brightly. And quad. If the nearby temple people knew if that I had the stone, would they become mad? And quad. Tian Long laughed loudly. Tian Long then walked to the stone which looked like a podium. And quad. Hee, an obvious place to keep the switch to activate the formation. I like it. And quad. The switch was half spherical in shape and it kept glowing. And quad. Does this mean they have charged this formation already? Perfect. And quad. Tian Long exclaimed. The formation takes at least 2 years to charge, which Tian Long didn't know about. If he knew, he certainly wouldn't have approached this place. And quad. But why did they charge this formation? It can't be that they are warmly welcoming me, is it? And quad. Tian Long was deeply in doubt and couldn't help but joke. And quad. HMPH, thinking about this is useless. After I activate this formation, either I die or live in another world. And quad. Tian Long stopped wasting time thinking about it. Tian Long took out the death note as he sighed. And quad. It's time. And quad. Tian Long took out a pen and wrote in the death note. Tian Long, death by heart attack. Tian Long activates the formation, and during the space-time travel his soul jolted out from his body. His soul then enters the transmigration stone. After the space-time travel ends, his soul possesses a body that is weak below 20 years of age using the transmigration stone, and after 5 minutes dies of heart attack. His asterisk. Tian Long drew a cold breath. And quad. The death note can control and kill people to certain extent, meaning that it is capable of attacking the soul. Since it can control people, it should be able to control the soul to an extent. And quad. And quad. It's fine, I will be tying the transmigration stone behind my head. There's not much distance between my soul and the stone, so it shouldn't be a problem for the death note to succeed. And quad. And quad. If only my theory is correct. And quad. And quad. Damn. Stop getting cold feet already, I've done it now, there's no going back. And quad. Tian Long made a determined face and started the formation. As the underground area trembled, space-time fluctuations appeared. The formation had activated a space-time passage. Tian Long went to the center of the formation immediately and left his fate to luck. And quad. Goodbye, Earth. And quad. Tian Long was absorbed into the space-time tunnel and suffered a fate extremely bad than people getting crushed by a huge rock. He was pressured by the spatial tunnel. He felt like his body was being grinded by thousands of blades. Ah, why isn't this spatial tunnel not stable? I'm doomed. Tian Long saw his hand being disintegrated by the spatial turbulence. And quat. Haha, it's over and quat. Just when his shoulder started to disintegrate, Tian Long's soul jolted out of his body and entered the transmigration stone. Tian Long didn't notice that his death note being shredded to dust. A black book spirit flew out from it and entered the transmigration stone. Tian Long then saw his body being disintegrated into nothingness, which made him nauseous and puke, but he couldn't as he was in his soul form. The transmigration stone then flew in the space tunnel and made it to the other side of the tunnel. Tian Long couldn't count how much time has passed. He was listless through the whole journey, mourning the loss of his body and the death note. The transmigration stone flew out of the spatial tunnel. Tian Long arrived to a brand new world. Ellipsis. Meanwhile on Earth, and quat. Who activated the formation? And quat. The head priest of the nearby temple flew into an anger fit and started breaking the nearby furniture. And quat. Check the abandoned temple immediately. And quat. The head priest shouted out loud. Many people ran away to check the abandoned temple quickly. The head priest then calmed down after a minute and then harumphed. And quat. HMPH, I don't know who activated the formation, but traveling in it is useless. Countless experiments has been made and we don't even know if a person has managed to reach the other side. Sometimes the body disintegrates even before one enters that incomplete and unstable formation. It is totally useless. And quat. And quat. What do you mean by useless? And quat. A voice could be heard coming out of a bald man who appeared out of nowhere. And quat. We have confirmed that it is indeed connected to another world through various means. If only we had the transmigration stone which can hold a soul, we might be able to reach the other side. And quat. The bald man sighed. And quat. HMPH. What use is there to have the stone? If you can't move the soul to the stone, it is still useless. And quat. Hey, you may not have a method to move your soul, but I do, the bald man sneered. And quat. Too bad. The transmigration stone appears every 1,000 years and it should have appeared by now, considering the last appearance of it. Quick. Search for it. And quat. And quat. I know. And quat. The head priest replied. A man came running quickly. And quat. Head priest, we found Xiao Yi outside the temple and he. And quat. The man hesitated. And quat. He what? And quat. The head priest was impatient. And quat. He. And quat. The man's face was full of black lines. And quat. Quick, tell. And quat. And quat. He was fucking a woman under the tree nearby the abandoned temple and escaped once he saw us. And quat. The head priest was stunned while the bald man started laughing out loud. And quat. Kill both of them and feed them to the dogs. And quat. And quat. Heya. Head priest. And quat. And quat. What? And quat. And quat. That woman is your illegitimate daughter. And quat. The head priest sprayed a mouthful of blood and fainted, while the bald man laughed out loud madly. That it for today, guys. See you in next chapter.